Okay, so I finally took the Austrian, it was supposedly an Austrian 1888 rifle, but it ended up being an 1888/90 rifle that I purchased from Royal Tiger. When I did the video when I first bought it a few months ago, I couldn't get the gun apart because one screw was stuck. But finally I went with vice grips and just broke it loose and turned it. I got the gun apart and was able to look at the stock and a lot of the stuff underneath. I took it out today, and there's a video, a separate video where I'm shooting it. And what I did is I put some bullets, the correct diameter jacketed bullets, with an extremely light load. Probably would not work well because I used 8x56 bullets, which are a little bit shorter spire point. And what I did is I tried to blow the rusted crud out of the rifle, which kind of, that did work. But the bullets at 50 yards all hit sideways. I mean, near a keyhole, and you can see the shape of the bullet sideways when it went through the paper. So the bore is shot out. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the condition of the gun and what I'm going to have to do to kind of fix this up. There's another YouTube subscriber that has described several guns he's bought from Royal Tiger. I think it's USN98 is his handle, but if you look for Royal Tiger, he had a whole series of videos where they sent him the wrong gun and everything and all that other stuff. So what we got, the stock here is cracked pretty bad, and then when I fired it, it cracked more. It's cracked here, and if you can look, down in here, it's got this hairline crack that goes all through this long action that is here. So this probably with Brownell's Acuglass, I'll be able to get this stabilized. But what you're going to have to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to need two people. And the reason I'm using the Acuglass is it's like very thin, watery. I'm going to have to flex this wood and wick that stuff down in there. Then I do have these hobby like syringes for applying glue and stuff. And once I wick the fine cracks in the middle, which kind of run up all the way into there, I'll bend this out and I can get that tip, that little syringe under there, and pump that Acuglass in there, and then hopefully just clamping it. If I get enough of that stuff in there and clamp this, it'll stabilize it. Okay, the thing about Brownell's glass bedding compounds, once that stuff hardens, you got to make sure you get all the residue off. It's there forever. It's as strong as steel. And if we look at our other one that I took out, you see that crack is starting to form in the same spot. Somebody may have driven a tack in there, try to stop it too. So that is just basically, I believe, a failing or a weak spot in these rifles. Now, like I said, I finally got the thing apart. And as you can see here, this is like extremely filthy. I mean, covered in all kinds of grime, all under the barrel and that. So it's got all the cosmoline stuff was never cleaned out, and just an accumulation of filth underneath there. So I'm going to strip this down. Also, this gun, it did not come without, it came without a safety in the screw, and the extractor was broken or missing, which is not bad. Gun parts, they make them new, so the extractor was no big deal. The firing pin spring was broken, and I had to go and borrow one out of another gun. They were sold out on gun parts. And the safety doesn't work. And what I've noticed is on this piece here that engages the sear, there's this notch cut, which I wonder if now it's catching on the sear. And this piece, the way the safety works, is that has to come back and this rotates down, okay, and gets behind this part here, and that's the safety. Well, it won't do that, and I wonder if when they ground that notch in there for whatever reason, now this piece, when it engages the sear, is not back far enough for this to rotate down. So actually it was a waste of time and money for me to buy the safety in that. So these guns have been horsed with, and you see that crud there, I gotta get all that out of there, and screwed around with and modified. And even though I caught this on one of their flash sales, you know, like I said, the whole point of me firing them bullets in there was to get that barrel cleaned out, and it shot out. It doesn't hold the bullet whatsoever. I may try it with an oversized cast bullet, try to see if I can get some accuracy out of it, but it's bad enough to where, you know, it's basically, this is a parts gun now. You know, for the 500 I paid for it, 500, then you figure I had to pay for the safety extractor, the screw, and another part there, the spring. So now you're looking at 600, stock repair a little over $600, and you got a gun that's shot out, not worth the shit. The volley sight's broken, it's worn. No, I don't think it's worth it. You know, I wouldn't buy it. And what's kind of strange is, even when I clean this out, you know, there is some rifling, but like when you do the bullet test, the muzzle on this is worn, which means this rifle got worn out, used up, wasn't maintained. Even though after firing that, I haven't cleaned this yet, but now I can see rifling where it was like a crustiness in there, like rust. The bullet went and knocked it out, and you can see defined rifling until the muzzle, and it kind of fades. So, not good. My opinion of this is not good. Well, until I did what I did today, I wouldn't really be able to judge the bore. And I kind of noticed this rifle compared to this rifle, you do the bullet test or get a bullet, this one is, you know, this one here is a lot better. This particular rifle I got on the gun broker, and I paid with shipping, handling, everything, close to $800. But this gun does shoot well. This gun is in nice shape. It's in way nicer shape all the way around. The way it looks, the finish, you know, everything is a lot better than the Royal Tiger weapon. And basically, you know, after all said and done, there was nothing that had to be replaced or repaired on this. $200 more. But granted, it's not something I can just get up tomorrow and say, hey, I want one of these. I had to wait quite a few years for this to come up, catch the right auction, make sure it ain't a sham, and still taking a great chance. And $800 sight unseen is an awful lot of money to take somebody's word. Because most of these auctions are, you know, no return, no refund. So, okay, so that's where we're at. Maybe I'll give you a look at this once I get done cleaning it, but I got some work ahead of me here. Alright. Okay, after getting it cleaned up, it's amazing that a bunch of the bluing still underneath the wood line is still there. You know, not in bad shape. It was accepted. There's a stamp. You can still see some of the markings down there from the Austrian thing, inspector stamps, and 1890 is when it was accepted. Got the trigger mechanism cleaned out, and that whole area there looks nice. Okay. I'm going to soak all of this with the bolt and everything. You know, the magazine and trigger guard are okay. But when I finally did clean the barrel out, it's like there's rusted rifling from here and it goes all the way up, but the last 6 inches is totally rusted out to nothing. No rifling. This gun is beyond shot out. Okay, I mean, I kind of had hope. I seen the rifling down here and in front of the chamber, and that it does go for a ways, but I mean that last 4 inches or so is gone. Alright, so honestly, I really wouldn't buy that. What I've seen these guys getting these last few Carcanos, long rifles out of there, they're, you know, I know nobody has long rifles, but even when they're on sale for $3 something, they're not worth it. When the bores are shot out like this, they're useless. Let me slap it back together and we'll close up this video. Well, got it back together. Kind of cleaned it up a little bit better than what it was. Ain't all full of dog shit no more. But, you know, the barrel's toast. It's junk. It's the second piece of crap gun I got from Royal Tiger that ain't worth a damn. And, you know, when you hand select, they don't guarantee bore condition. So, hate to say, I mean, the bore on the Barrett was alright. Must be they didn't have a shitload of ammo to shoot them. But these guns were given to Italy as war reparations, and I ended up down there and got the shit used out of them, and it's a wall hanger now, a source of parts, you know. And really didn't need to put the money in it, but I did, and I found out. So if you're thinking of getting one of these or the several other variations they have, don't. Okay? Stay tuned, guys.